Hey, it's your boy Chango coming at you with another video. This video is there really any value to crowd work? Jim Gaffigan on We Might Be Drunk. Alright, so this is something fairly new for me. I've done a few Mark Norman compilations, and a few of them he was on We Might Be Drunk. But other than that, I've never watched this, so it's fairly new for me. It's new to the channel, so I hope you guys appreciate it. With that being said, let's get right into it.
Look, I think The Cellar is, beyond a doubt, one of the best comedy clubs, or the most important comedy clubs in America. But I think if people are walking by, that's not good.
I agree.
That's great for interactive. That's great for developing short jokes. That's great for certain things. But like a stage, like even Eastville, New York Comedy Club, that's a great setting for a little bit of both. But I think like Gotham or the old Carolines was presentational. And the thing about presentational is that I believe stand-up is some of it, it's like it's a question of like the value of crowd work. Like I think it's definitely a skill. I think that it is also in some ways a waste of time.
Sure.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And
it's like sugar. It's like, it's fun, but it's not, I need real food.
No nutritional value.
It's there kind of like, all right, for dessert, it's fine. At the end, it's fine. But you need a base. You need real food.
Yeah.
And the material is the real food.
Yeah, no one's quoting Chris Rock's crowd work from 10 years ago.
Right.
They're quoting the great bit.
Yeah.
And you're someone who clearly labors over chunks. I mean, like when I think of chunks, like you brought up Goldman. Goldman's great at chunks. Like,
Great chunk.
and it's a skill to keep the ball in the air, so to speak. Like you're really good at that.
Your bit about the password strength on the internet, we won't get into it. I know it's probably, is that on anything yet? Is that still
that's
newish?
that's on the Hulu.
Okay. That bit, I watched you work that out at Gotham, and I could see people hitting each other going, I know what you mean. Oh, it is weak. Oh, yeah. That, to me, that's when it's like when it's a magic show. Like, everybody's on board. But if you go, what is that, your mom? I thought you were fucking her. You know, you're like, who gives a fuck? That doesn't, it's quick for 4 seconds. But that
awkwardness.
password thing, that hits home. And you're like, it brings everybody together in a weird way.
Yeah, and I agree. There is a place for crowd work, but it's like, it's bonus. It's not the main thing. I think you
Get the clip and move on.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think also it's bad training for the audience. If they get a taste for it, they're like, aren't you going to talk to, and when I say me, they mean the entire audience. So you don't have to talk to me, but talk to someone.
Right.
We know these rooms too. There's rooms like, I remember playing like Governors, and I'm like, oh, they're just going to talk the whole time.
Yeah.
They just talk at the table. I'm like, I'm here. Like I'm on stage.
Yeah.
I know.
Those are always the weird ones too, where you're like, oh, they're having dinner and you're just there.
Yeah.
Those are the weird gigs.
Yeah, they're fascinating. I mean, it's
fascinating.
It is so fascinating.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Shut the
Didn't
fuck
a woman
up.
just start a conversation with you while you were on stage last week?
She kept heckling me, and I had to do one of these where you're like, you play with it at first, you get a couple laughs out of it, and then you're like, I got to get back to my act.
Yeah.
But you can feel her sitting there, and you know she's going to say something again, so you can't focus because you just don't know when she's going to yell out.
The worst.
And then eventually she yelled out again, and I was like, can we do something here? And then the guy throws her out, which is so fucking annoying because I think
then you look like the tail.
exactly.
Yeah.
The crowd work makes people think like, oh, I'll yell, and the poor security guy's like, is this a crowd work moment or is this a disruption?
She was probably drunk, and in her logic, she thought she was helping.
That was my wife.
But it's like, it's also different when you're doing an hour 20 or whatever on the road versus those 15-minute club sets where you're like, I need to figure out a joke here.
Yeah.
But if I have an hour 20, I'll indulge it if it's a long set.
Sure.
But when it's those short sets, you're like, also, it can change the energy of the room for the next comic. Crowd work on those short sets can be annoying.
Yeah. It's a precious amount of time.
All right. So this is new for your boy Chango, right? And God, but Mark Norman. I am not new to Mark Norman. And Jim Gaffigan. Dude is hilarious. I think he's one of the old school like greats, right? Like I watched his newest show on Hulu or whatever the fuck it was on, and it was entertaining, but like I feel like I watched it with my teenagers, and he was telling jokes that were like not relevant for me, because like they were like old head jokes, like the kids would say, right? And I didn't understand some of the jokes because they were like, I mean, who were they for then? Because my teenagers didn't understand what the hell he was saying. The references that he was saying were like old school. So I think his target market's getting older. But yeah, but see that crowd work though, some people just, if you're there to be entertained, right? Then what does it matter that it's part of the material or not? I get what they're saying, like the whole Chris Rock. People aren't quoting Chris Rock from his crowd work. They're quoting his jokes from way back in the day, right? I get it, but man, like there's a guy, he has a bunch of clips on social media. His name's like Jeff Curry or something. And I swear that's all he does is crowd work. And he is hilarious. How about that pretty boy dude? I forget what his name is, but that dude, I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. But he just sits there and just he does a bunch of crowd work stuff, right? Like if that's your thing, I mean, I welcome that shit, right? I was on a cruise, and some of you guys might have heard this story before, but I was sitting front row. And I kind of knew they were going to talk shit, but I figured, you know what, YOLO, who cares, right? And holy wow, that the Chongo and Chonga got it that day, right? Me and the wife got it that day. They were, they were talking so much trash, right? And it was funny. I had a good time. That's all that really matters. Some of them was kind of like, ouch, right? But it was pretty entertaining, I gotta say. Yeah, but I don't know. Some of this stuff sounds like, if you see their jokes early enough, and then you see it when they're on TV or on some streaming site or something, like that's gotta feel pretty good, right? I need to go to more shows. Your boy Chango needs to get out a little bit more. But anyways, that's all I really got. I hope you guys liked it. Like and subscribe if you did. Peace out. Take care.